Grocery bills are finally starting to ease up, but many shoppers still feel like every time they go to the grocery store, they get sticker shock. It feels like a little gut punch to them, right? All right, time to welcome back in a friend of the show, consumer expert Morgan Ward. Welcome back, Morgan. Haven't seen you in a little bit.
Thank you, Chesley.
All right, shoppers still feel like every time they go to the grocery store, they get a gut punch. What's going on with that?
Well, even though inflation has cooled at this point, it's about 1% year over year, people still feel like prices are extremely high. And a lot of that is coming from the fact that we're comparing our current prices of 2025 to our pre-pandemic prices of 2019, which means that we're still feeling like they're very high, even though they actually have come down. So more than 50% of people are saying that prices at the grocery store feel too high or stressful for them.
Yeah. Is this more about our wallets, or is it more about like a memory of the pre-pandemic prices making everything feel overpriced?
Yeah, the reference pricing. Essentially, we remember certain prices, and those prices were lower 6 years ago. But now that they've even come down since 2022, really what we remember is those low prices of before the pandemic, and that's really what's driving it.
All right. Speaking of anxiety, right? Sounds like a lot of folks are still fearful over being stranded by an electronic vehicle. What's behind the range of anxiety?
Yeah, it's really funny. So EV range anxiety is real. And even though most EVs now go as far in one charge as a normal gas-powered car, like 300 miles, people have these memories of these very vivid stories of getting stranded somewhere on a highway with their family and not being able to find a way to charge. So even though we have the ability now to go pretty far, some as far as 400 miles, a lot of consumers are still stressed that they might be stranded or stuck somewhere without the ability to move their car.
So do you think this is a psychological thing because we're still new to EVs?
Yeah, there's two things: that the psychological, that's just very vivid, that idea, and the other is that there's lots of charging stations, but they are not evenly distributed. So in rural areas or on highways, you may actually not know where your next charge is coming from. So if you're in a downtown area or a city, you can find it, but there are still lots of places where there are not EV charges, and people do know that.
Yeah. All right. Finally, we talked about social media's impact on consumers, but we're finding out that people are willing to follow and even trust influencers that don't actually exist.
Yeah, AI influencers are taking over, and it's really hard to figure out what's real and what's not. I've been fooled for sure, but some of the AI influencers now have more people following them than human influencers. Like Lil Miquela has, I think, 2.5 million followers. So they've become a very important voice in the social media space.
So when people find out that their favorite influencer is just an algorithm, does it break the bond of trust there, or does it just feel like another ad?
Yeah, people accidentally form attachments to things all the time that are not human. And so we're very quick to form connections. But when you think something is human, when you think somebody is an actual person and you find out that they're actually code, it can be alienating and make you distrust more and more.
All right, looks like we lost her signal there, but you get the picture, right? Thanks a lot, Morgan. Really appreciate it.